Hi, Carol Hobbs again, and we're going to look at another problem similar to the one that we just looked at, the one with the step-by-step instructions. This is a guided lesson. And in this lesson, it says that the graph below represents the cost of packs of honey as a unit rate of $4 for each pack of honey. The unit rate is represented at $4 per pack. Represent the relationship using a table and an equation. All right, we already have the points. We just have to create our table. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we answer the questions that's being asked. So for our table, I'm proud of me. Those are pretty good lines. And generally on the board or the smart board, I do awful lines you really would not believe. So we have our x value and our y value. Remember, the x value is for the horizontal line, the line like you're laying down, and the y value, let the children know, horizontal is laying down, vertical is when you're standing up straight, not slanting, not leaning, standing straight. So our first point is at the origin, where the x and y axis meet is called the origin. So that would be 0 for x and 0 for y. Although they did not put a dot there, I'm including that. I'm choosing to include that. Our second point is 4 for x and 16 for y. Our third point, 8 for x and 32 for y. Our fourth point, 12 for x and 48 for y. Our next point, 16 for x, 64 for y. And our final point is 20 and 80. Okay, so we have represented the relationship using a table. What is the relationship? Notice that 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 12 is 48, and so on. So that says our constant of proportionality is 4, which also will happen to be our slope. And remember, slope is represented by the lowercase letter m. And that is what we use in our equation for the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line. So y equals mx plus b. Again, the m stands for slope, and the b is where the line will cross the vertical axis that we call the y-axis. So now we have represented the relationship as a table. Now we must represent that relationship as an equation. Another good thing about a graph is a graph will help you determine where the graph will cross the y-axis, that vertical axis. And in this case, it is crossing or touching. To intercept means to touch or cross. Not always just go through, but also it could kiss it, touch it, and turn around. So it's touching at 0, 0. So that says our y-intercept, or b, is 0. sorry, I let that dry, I left it open. B equals 0. So, substituting my m and my b into my slope-intercept equation for a line, I will have y equals, my slope is, we said it's going to be 4. M equals 4. Because in order to get 16, x must be 4 when we multiply by 4. In order to get 32, x must be 8 when we multiply by 8, and so on. So we have 4x plus 0, which means y is simply 4x. Y is 4x. Thank you, and I hope you have a great evening. I plan to. Good night. Bye-bye. This is Carol signing off, and Jazzalyn, I want to thank you for the makeup. You did a marvelous job.